Brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV. And today we're in our Tempe studio with a very special guest. We have Brittle of my home group. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and joining me on Real Estate Pros.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So for those watching that don't know who you are, we'll give you a moment to introduce yourself.
Sure, absolutely. So grew up in rural southern Illinois, a town about 2,000 people. So, a bit of a change out here in Phoenix for me, living in the big city. But, I went to school out there, was a typical kid, played sports, went to college locally as well, played a little football.
What position did you play?
I was safety.
Right.
Yeah, not many positions open for people, my size. So I was the Rudy of the team.
All right.
Definitely. So, which kind of brought me into my profession at the time, which was, training athletes. I kind of, had that chip on my shoulder and wanted to help people out who wanted to, get bigger, faster, stronger, all that good stuff. So did that for a couple of years and just kind of got fed up with the crazy hours and the low pay and the, lack of just appreciation for you. So I had a buddy who had done the same thing and had made the switch to real estate, and he told me a little bit about it and said, yeah, it's hard work and, you get out what you put in, but, he'd made more money in the first couple months of doing it than he had in his, in a year of the, our previous career. So I said, it sounds pretty good to me. So got into school and,
So did you move to Phoenix for real estate, or did you have other things going on prior?
So that was my my previous career. Just a lot more opportunities out here for stuff along those lines than in the rural area I lived in. So it just made much more sense. And I did a lot of moving around for that career as well. It's just a lot of turnover. You're constantly, people are getting fired, hired, whatever it may be. So I think I lived in like 4 different states before I finally settled back here in Phoenix. So it's been a wild ride, but, happy to be doing real estate, which actually, is better for you staying in place, which is a good thing. So, yeah, happy with where I'm at now.
So how's real estate where you grew up?
Almost non-existent. Almost non-existent. It's they measure things more in acreage, than anything else. We our family owned probably 3 or 4 acres around our house, and that was a small plot of land compared to a lot of the other people in town. I mean, it was, farming community, and just for as long as you could see cornfields and stuff like that. So, yeah, it would not have been a good career choice back where I lived.
So a bit of a culture change coming out here. But you said you lived in a few different spots before here. Mm-hmm. So is this the biggest city you've ever lived?
I think so. I mean, I lived in Orlando for a short period of time. I lived in St. Louis, in the outskirts of St. Louis for a little bit too. So been in a couple other cities, but nothing quite as big as, the Metro Phoenix area.
You like the weather better here or there? I grew up in the Midwest too. I grew up in Dallas, Texas. So
yeah,
my dad still lives there. He likes it, and I really like the dry stuff. But I guess everybody has their own thing.
The sun is great. I mean, you can't really beat it. Everybody says the same thing. Like if you can beat the couple of summer months, you're golden for the rest of the year. So that's really what it is. A lot better than freezing back in Illinois. So yeah, I enjoy it a lot more out here.
Is there always snow on the ground usually this time of year out there?
In our part of the state, so I'm in more of the southern part of the state. I know a lot of people we have, in the Phoenix area from the Chicago area, where there is snow almost all the time, and it's just windy and just horrible in my opinion. But not as much in our part of the state, but still, like right now it's probably in the 40s, maybe 50s, cold, rainy.
Yeah.
Just not a fun place
not
to be.
Not 70 or 8. What's it? 81 degrees outside today. So
can't really beat it in October.
Yeah. So let's get into real estate.
Sure.
So why did you? We know there's a lot of brokerage options out there in Phoenix. So why did you go with My Home Group?
Yeah, My Home Group. When I first got into real estate, I had some friends and other people I knew who were a part of My Home Group at the time. And I, interviewed with them and did a lot of things. And I thought that would be a brokerage that I might want to join a little bit farther down the line. So at first I actually started out with Keller Williams because, they're kind of known for their training.
Yeah.
And it, nothing against them. It just didn't work out, and I was looking for other options. And I figured I'd make the switch to my home group, and I've been there ever since, and I've really enjoyed it.
Awesome. And you mentioned before you're on, you work with Steve Pinate, realtor and host of the Steve Talks Real Estate Show. See, I know his intro like nothing, man.
Well, a lot of people do.
Mr. Real Estate video guy. So talk to us a little bit about the relationship that you and Steve have and how you guys work together.
Yeah, absolutely. So funny how we met. It was actually, we go to the same gym.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was working out there, and I didn't even know.
He's all spot me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Come up all awkwardly, but
he's a big dude.
He is. He's been slacking at the gym though lately. I've been calling him out.
Those kids, man, they just.
That's what it is. I got him know. I got to get him back into shape. He's getting that dad bod. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we met at the gym. He came up and actually talked to me. I don't know how he knew I was in real estate, but just super awesome guy. I looked him up on Facebook shortly thereafter, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is everywhere. And that's kind of his thing is, his social media and videos, and he just crushes it with that. And so I was with a different team at the time, and, we stayed in contact, and he told me what he was doing and all these great ideas he had, and it just got me really excited. And I was like, I want to do this stuff too, and I want to do it on the level that you do it. And he said, well, I can help you out, or you can just join me, and we'll do it together. And I said, that sounds great to me. So I was on a great team previously, but I just, had to jump at the opportunity because I believe in everything that Steve does and where he's headed with, everything he does real estate-wise, with social media and videos and everything like that. I think that's where the industry is going. So I wanted to keep up with those trends, and that was the best way to do it, be with the best. So been doing that for a couple months with him, and it's been awesome.
So have you produced videos yet?
I do. I am actually knocking out 1 to 2 a week. So we have kind of a little bit different model. We have a full-time videographer who shoots with us and she edits and sends it to us and we post it. So it's not the traditional real estate model where you get a transaction coordinator and just those general people to help you. He started with a videographer, so a little bit outside the box, but it's a great move. We can figure out all the rest of that stuff ourselves, and he's always been a person to do everything on his own and figure it out. And he's taught me a lot of things. Even if I do go another way and get some help in those areas, I now know how to do those things. You know what I mean? Get the transaction going and where to send stuff and things like that. So, it's been a good thing with being very independent. And, the videographer has helped a ton with my videos, and she has a lot of help. And Steve is there every step of the way to, help me improve my videos and get it to as many people as possible.
So what types of videos are you putting out there? Right? Are they more like educational pieces, or around listing, or what kind of?
A little bit of both, but mostly educational pieces. So it's kind of the whole Gary V mantra, give, then ask. So it's just giving out information, educating people, helping them understand the process better, so that when the time comes for them, you're basically the top of mind person who they think of when they want to buy, sell, whatever it may be real estate wise, just staying top of mind. So best way to do that I know of is through video and social media.
Sure. And one thing is for sure, everybody can have their own little niche, right? You can do video, you can do open house, you can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, it's a matter of putting in the work to be able to sustain yourself in the business, because that's one of the toughest part. Even social media, I think some people probably fell out of real estate because they kind of hide behind their computer. They're on social media. That's not necessarily how you hunt. Like, it can help enhance your business, but it's still relationships. You got to get in front of people and grow those relationships. So what are those activities that you're focused on that have helped you continue to find success in real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I kind of started out and did a little bit of everything. I started out with the cold calling, and it's tough. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's a difficult thing to come in every day and just know, a handful of people are gonna yell at you. Success rate is pretty low. So, but it was a good experience. Got kind of over that fear of it. So I did that for a while. Just didn't find a lot of success. All these people are getting hit up 20 times in the morning by a bunch of other realtors as well. So it's really hard to do anything to stand out. So, and that's kind of why I went towards working with Steve, is because that is a way to stand out, because not a lot of agents are producing high quality videos consistently and getting them out to a lot of people on a regular basis. So doing videos, I still do open houses. That was something I did at the beginning and have kind of improved with that and my social media kind of feeds into that. We'll do some open house promo videos for certain houses and things of that nature. So my main two, I would say, is social media, open houses, and then I get a lot of people from the gym I work at. Just like you said, it's a face-to-face type business still too. So building relationships. Those people trust me. I give them workout advice and whatnot because that's the background I came from. So they trust me in that. They trust me in real estate as well, and it's a good relationship.
Yeah, and I think coming from, those are critical components of your real estate career, especially having come from another market, right? Because
absolutely,
you grew up in Illinois, you come out here, you probably know 5 people, right?
Not many.
So you have to do those activities. A lot of people, if they do business where they grew up in, a
good sphere.
They got a good sphere that are buying and selling in their marketplace. But hats off to you for really taking initiative and finding your way to do it. So let's talk a little bit about open house, since that's one of your focuses. What are you finding that makes for a successful open house?
I've tried a number of different things. The flyering the neighborhood, the posting to social media a couple days ahead of time, letting people know the times. And what I've really just found to be the most successful is making sure it's in every place online where people can find it, because most people start their home search online, Zillow, whatever, Realtor.com, everything along the lines of that, and just putting out a lot of signs.
Gotcha.
The tried and true stuff, it really works.
That's what I was going to ask you. When people come into your open houses, where are they saying that they found you? Are you seeing it's I saw your thing online, or is it still a lot of signs in the yard? I'll check out this house. Or what do you find?
I got to be honest. I've tried all those other things, and I do ask. That's almost one of my first questions. Is, hey, how'd you find it? See us online? See us on? It's always signs or online. I've very seldom has it been saw that. And some people might see the flyers, but they probably also see the signs in their neighborhood that day too. So same difference. But as far as like people coming from Facebook or things like that, I think it's a low percentage. It's just, if you see the signs, see it online, those are the two places that hit the largest amount of people, I feel like. And so if you do good at those two things, then the online is pretty easy. But put out a bunch of signs, get a lot of people to see it, they'll come.
Sure. And we obviously know that there's, I think, over 50,000 agents here in the Phoenix area. What's your value proposition? What makes people want to work with you versus the agent down the street?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's the personal service that I provide. I basically have a guaranteed where I respond very quickly to anybody's calls. I think that's the feedback that I've gotten a lot from reviews and whatnot has been just on top of it, very helpful, very responsive, because I think that's a problem with a lot of agents is just not being available, not responding to texts and concerns.
Well, probably half of those agents are part-time. So
exactly. Yeah. So it's one of the biggest purchases, one of the most stressful things in people's lives. So you have to be there for them. You have to be ready to answer any questions that they might have. So just responsiveness. I think the social media presence as well. I'm gonna on top of the normal things like getting online and MLS and whatnot. Getting it to a bunch of people. We always shoot listing videos. Highlighting the house, the neighborhood, stuff like that. So just basically getting as many eyeballs on their home as possible for sellers and buyers. Just being there whenever they need you for anything they may need. Answering questions as soon as possible, and just walking them through the process and making it as simple as possible in what is a very not simple process.
A lot of it doesn't matter how long you've been in this business. You're bound to still run into situations that are unique. Every transaction is different.
Absolutely.
So for those watching that not necessarily don't know who you are, but what focus do you because we know that real estate is vast, right?
Sure.
You can do commercial, you can do residential, you can do property management, you can do rentals. What is your focus? So if somebody watching this is looking to hire you to represent them as a buyer, what part of real estate do you service?
Yeah, it's residential, resale, buying, selling for, people's personal residences. I have done a little bit, work with investors as well, so that's not out of the realm. I've, helped people buy some fourplexes and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's residential. A lot of my clients so far the millennials, because that's my age demographic. I'm a millennial, so helping them get into homes, is something I also enjoy doing. But I don't obviously limit myself to that. But just helping people my own age, get into the market, because it's kind of becoming of that age where millennials are finally, getting into homes. So that's going to be a large percentage of the market, I feel, coming up, and the trends kind of support that, because we've waited a little bit longer, and because of the financial crisis, obviously, it's taking us a little bit longer to save up money to be able to get that first home. So we're kind of finally coming of that age to where we can get into a home. So I feel like that's a lot of the market coming up, but obviously I don't limit myself to that. But yeah, residential, and I help millennials, but I help everybody.
So are you finding that a lot of first-time home buyers are finding it easy, or misconceptions, right? So a lot of people that haven't purchased a home before might think it sounds like a daunting process,
Absolutely.
right? Or something that they can't achieve. Maybe they don't have a ton of money to put down on a property. Maybe they think it has to be 20% or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What are those misconceptions that you're finding where maybe you took somebody that didn't think they could purchase a home all the way through the home buying process? What are some of those things that you're seeing that are important for buyers to understand, especially first-time home buyers?
Sure. The biggest thing I feel has been, the down payment. People think that, it takes this vast amount of money to be able to get a down payment to afford it, and they don't know how much the process costs along the way. I've actually done some videos on each step of the way, how much it's cost. I've done averages. But just not knowing about down payment assistance programs and how the government can help them get into a home. So that's what, they don't think they have the money. They don't think they have the funds to be able to make it happen, while a lot of them are renting and paying just as much as they would for a mortgage. You know what I mean? So just not having the funds and not knowing the programs that's available to them. And that's why, I put out videos to educate them and help them realize that, maybe this is a possibility for me, and maybe I should do it now before things change or the market shifts or rates go up or all the variables that are there in real estate.
Right. So if somebody watching this right now is looking to wants to reach out to you to help them, buy or sell a home, how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah. So I am, kind of the social media guy. So I'm on Facebook.
You got a hashtag, Instagram, all this stuff?
Yeah, I got all of that.
Steve got you on the Instagram stuff?
Steve's got me on everything.
Oh, man.
He told me it's a must. I had to.
All right.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. Brock Brittle on Facebook, Brock Brittle, AZ Realtor and Arizona Realtor. Having some problems with my business profile. So you can find me either one of those. I have a personal and a business profile. I'm on YouTube. Same thing. Just look me up.
So Brock Brittle on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube. I should pop up. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. Just search my name. Should be able to find me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, Brock, and joining me on Real Estate Pros. And we will see you guys on the next episode.